Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I wanted to just talk about Golovkin Canelo 3 a little bit more because we're in the build-up stages now, and the reality is this. Look, this is a boxing channel, so whether I love a fight or hate a fight, it's not really about what I love or hate. It's more so about covering the sport of boxing, so we're going to talk about it. Now, I told myself I would not get excited for this fight. I told myself that, it'd be whatever because, truthfully, look, both these guys, I view them as one and the same. They both ducked Demetrius Andrade. They both want to know smoke with Demetrius Andrade, and there's no two ways about it. No matter what you say or think, they both avoided Demetrius Andrade at one point or the other. So they're both one and the same. But, all right, and this may surprise people, okay? I think there's one guy in this case that is a little bit worse than the other, all right? And the guy that, in my opinion, who is just a little bit worse than the other is Trilogy. Because, I've had a lot to say about Canelo, because there is a lot to say when it comes to the Andrade thing and even him avoiding other fighters, not just Andrade, but other guys as well. But the reality is Canelo, even in his ducking and dodging and avoiding certain fighters like the Andrades, the Benavidez's, guys like that, he still found time to fight some good fighters. I can't sit here and say he's fighting nobodies when I rated Caleb Plant, when I rated Bivol. These are guys that are good fighters, and yeah, he was 1-1 against both those. He's 1-1 against those guys respectively, but he still fought them. Meanwhile, since Golovkin lost to Trilogy in the rematch, or to Canelo in the rematch, he has done almost nothing. I mean, he fought Derevyanchenko, who was a good fighter back then, and very close fight. I thought he lost that fight, but take away Derevyanchenko for a second, right? You got Kamil Schmerta, a fight that was pushed back, and he still waited to fight Schmerta, who was a tailor-made opponent for him. Okay, fought him, Steve Rolls, a guy we never heard of until Golovkin fought him. Who was a 35 or 34-year-old boxing and fitness trainer, never had a 12-round fight, let alone fighting someone like a Golovkin. On top of that, he fought with Murata, but the Murata thing was more of a strategic move because, yes, I get it. He became unified champion at 41, and I give him his credit. It's a great thing to go to Japan and do what he's done against Murata, but Murata was the weakest of the champions. This is the same Murata that lost to Rob Brandt, okay, had to rematch him, right? Lost to Hassan Bandam, had to rematch him. So Murata was never this creme de la creme fighter, and I feel like all this time while he was sitting there waiting for the Canelo stimulus check, he could have fought Demetrius Andrade, he could have fought Jamal Charlo, he could have fought a lot of guys, okay? And he chose not to do it because he wanted this fight, this blast, big, cash-out fight. So in my eyes, I look at him as a little bit worse than Canelo. On top of that, Canelo had an interesting statement, and he said about Golovkin that in front of the cameras, he has this whole nice guy act, but behind closed doors to people, he's an asshole, right? Now, I've never met Golovkin. We never had an extensive conversation, so I can't really say that. But I know a lot of people, because for those of you that don't know, Golovkin trains at the Heavyweight Factory in South Florida. So a lot of people that I know that I care about in boxing have dealt with him on a day-to-day basis. Whether it be in the media side or even at different gyms and stuff, and they all tell me the same thing. True School, BT, Golovkin is an asshole, okay? So Canelo, from what I've heard, is telling the truth. And is Canelo a bit of an asshole too? Yes, he is, but he's an upfront asshole. He's an out-and-out asshole. If he's ducking a fighter, he's upfront about it. You're a horrible fighter. I'm not going to fight you. Does it make it right? No, he still ducked Demetrius Andrade and a couple other guys. But at least he's being honest about his position. And you know what? For that, in this fight, we're making history here on True School Sports. We are making history. Escribiendo la historia. We are going to make this probably the one and only time we root for Canelo Alvarez. Because, like I said, Gennady Golovkin at one point was a very great fighter. Just a fantastic fighter. He still is a fantastic fighter at his age. But I've said it many times, if you weren't going to show any ambition to continue to be great in the sport and show your level, then get up out the sport. But he sat around, he waited for the Canelo payday, He waited. He made his whole existence in boxing about Canelo. He didn't want to fight Charlo. He didn't want to fight Andre. He didn't want to fight anybody. And it's a shame because I used to be a big Golovkin fan. I rooted for him the first 2 Canelo fights, but this third one, I'm gonna root for Canelo because, I feel like Canelo. First of all, I like the way Canelo's coming out. I like the trash talk. I like the bravado. Some people may say it's him. It's a bit of desperation, and he's feeling the pressure because of the loss of Bivol, and that's probably true. I don't see why he wouldn't feel pressure. I mean, Canelo, in the eyes of many people, had this aura of invincibility. Not to me, but to many other people. He had this aura of invincibility. And now, because Bivol exposed him, as we've said many times here on this channel, trolling. Now that Bivol is beating him, Canelo Alvarez has lost that. And that gives Golovkin a sense of more confidence now. So it's like Canelo can feel the desperation, he can feel the pressure. He can feel that these fighters aren't looking at him the way they once were. The hype on him isn't like it once was. But you give Canelo credit. I'm going to give Canelo some credit because, and I want you guys to screen record this because you guys are always so quick to say when I say negative things about Canelo, but when I say the positive things, you guys don't have anything to say about that. So let me say this about Canelo. A lot of fighters in boxing, whether they win or lose, it could be young fighters, older fighters, fighters in the middle of their career, but fighters in boxing in general, a lot of them, they win a fight, they lose a fight, they disappear for 6 to 10 months. You don't hear from them. You don't see them on social media. You don't see their name in articles, nothing, okay? This guy just got absolutely clinically outboxed by Dimitri Bivol, lost a fight that many people thought he shouldn't have lost. I'm sure it was very difficult on him. That was about 7 to 8 weeks ago. And here he is. He dusted himself off. He's doing press conferences in New York. I know it's not a fight that everybody wanted, but it's still a big rivalry fight. It's not a fight that's easy to take when you just lost a fight to Bivol the way he did. So I give him credit for dusting himself off and getting back out there like a true champion. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in this fight because he's talking a big game. Golovkin's had a lot to say in the past. Golovkin's went out there and sued Golden Boy and accused Canelo of not paying him. So I know it's a very personal fight for both of them, even if Golovkin wants to play it off. But, I want Canelo to win this fight. Not just because Golovkin is, taking the funk as far as who he is in the real world, but more so because, look, I don't want Golovkin to beat him because I want Bivol to be the one that does it again. So we can have Canelo exposed by Bivol 2.0. Because I'll tell you, a lot of channels, and I'll even say the names because they'll watch this video, like Major Key Boxing, all right? They got their panties in a bunch, all right, when I changed my name and I was just having some fun. And they went and did a whole 20-minute lives about your boy BT, okay? So it's like, I had a lot of fun. I'm going to advise everybody, if Canelo does fight Bivol again and he loses, like, I'm going to change my name again to Canelo exposed by Bivol 2.0. And I'm going to have a lot of fun for a week or two. Please don't take me serious at all because I'm just having fun. At the end of the day, I'm just having fun. You guys think I'm this angry guy who sits around and hates on Canelo all day. Listen, I got my own life. I'm a grown-ass man. I love the fighters. I respect Canelo because he's a fighter just like everybody else. It's to a point now where, like, I've let go of that hatred for Canelo a long time ago. I say the facts. I say that he did avoid Demetrius Andrade because it's the truth. But boxing is so much bigger than just Canelo Alvarez. I released that disdain or hatred or whatever you want to call it for him a long time ago. At this point, if we're still talking about Canelo exposed by Bivol, it's more so on you guys than it is me. Because I'm just having fun with it. I'm having fun talking boxing, doing what I love. But you know what? This fight, I hope Canelo does win because, like I said, Golovkin has been a disgrace as far as how he's moved post-Canelo rematch. And, I actually have grown to have more respect for Canelo than I have Golovkin, which is crazy. I never thought I'd say that, but it's the truth. So, should be a good fight. I think it'll be entertaining. I really think this fight, we should get a good Canelo because you have to believe that he's going to be a more desperate fighter. So, best wishes to him. I hope he goes out there and puts on a great fight as well as Golovkin, and may they both put on a great fight. Get back home safely to their families, and may it be a great night of boxing for all, including them. From there on, if Canelo does what he's supposed to do, we can then talk about a Bivol rematch because I'll give Canelo credit again. He said this week that he wants to fight Bivol at light heavyweight, not no 168 bullshit. So if that's the truth and he falls through on that, then that's more credit to him, So I'm gonna leave it at that. But these are my initial thoughts on Canelo Golovkin 3. and why I am rooting for Canelo Alvarez in this particular occasion. This may never happen again, guys. So you're gonna want to follow all the videos that I make about this fight as the fight draws closer and closer and closer and things develop. So, because like I said, I'm not really a fan of either, but I think Golovkin of the two is a little worse, just because he staked his whole existence on Canelo Alvarez and has shown no willingness to better his career in any way, shape, or form since he lost to him. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys hit the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care.
Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.